Hello everyone, welcome to this video number 3 in our C programming language with SQLite database series. In this video, we are going to learn how to use the C programming language to display data from SQLite database tables. This is a continuation of my previous videos on this series. In the process of using the C programming language with SQLite, we will connect to a database and we will view the data in a database table. In my previous video, we created a database for students. Now let's display the data in that database table. To do that, I'm going to use Sublime Text as my code editor. You can use any IDLE of your choice to perform this task. Now I have my project open in Sublime Text. This is the same project I have been working with since the start of this series. Before we do anything here, let's quickly see the folder structure once again. Now in my File Explorer, this is how the folder structure looks. This was the database and table that we created in my last video. Now I'm going to create a new C programming file in my folder, which I will use for the C code. New file, I will call it data record .c. Data record.c. Hit enter. Great. Now I have a new file here called data record.c. I'm going to close this one. Now I will enter some C code. First, I will add the C header files. Include stdio.h, include stdlib.h, include double quotes SQLite / SQLite 3.c, int main, int argc, command char asterisk argv, opening square bracket, closing square bracket. Return 0. Now, before the main function, we create a callback function. Create a callback function, that's a comment. It will be static. Static int callback. Void record int argc char asterisk argv char asterisk name ref semicolon. Now inside this function, I'm going to print standard error fprint const char asterisk record. This callback function will help to loop through the record in the table. In here, do a for loop. For int I equals 0, semicolon, I is less than argc, semicolon, I plus plus. Printf string equals string. New line. And name ref I arg v I question mark, arg v I colon, we add null here, semicolon, print f, it's just be normal new line, return 0 semicolon, close it. I'll leave a comment here. Main function. Before we go further, let's quickly look at what we have here. We have a static function here. It's called callback, and the data type is int, which is going to return void record. We are going to use it later, and we have another one here, which is name ref. So this is to loop through it when we call the callback function later on in our program. Now for the main function, I'm going to add SQLite code. SQLite 3 space asterisk db semicolon. I'll create a variable here, char asterisk err as error message, and I will initialize it to 0. And another variable int con. Now I have a variable here int con. We'll leave a comment here, say callback function called here constant char record equals double quotes student record / n. That's for new line. We will see this in our result later on. Now let's open the database with the con variable. We'll leave a comment here. Open database. Con equals SQLite open students.db. Students.db was the name for the database that we created in our previous video. Command reference db. Let's move this up a bit. Now let's do a check for our database connection. Do a check for the database connection. If con not equals SQLite OK, fprint standard error, comma, double quotes, cannot open database. SQLite 3 error message db semicolon. Now return 0 semicolon. Let's move this one this way so that I can see it. Else fprint standard error database was opened successfully. /n. That's for new line. Semicolon. So this piece of code is for us to check whether the connection to the database is successful or not. Now, let's create our query to select data from the database table. I will leave a comment here. Create SQL query. First, I will create a variable char asterisk SQL underscore QRY. It is a pointer variable equals double quotes, select star from which table. The name of our table was degree students. I'll leave a comment here. Now execute query. Let's move this up a bit. Our connection variable is con. So we'll say here con equals SQLite exec. And it will take 5 parameters: db SQL underscore query. Now we will add the callback function. Callback and void asterisk record. And the last one will be a reference to the error message. Yes, the last one is a reference to the error message. Now let's do a check on this query. I will add a comment here. Do a check on the query as for us to be sure that everything is okay. If con is not equal SQLite okay, printf std standard error double quotes SQL error %s. I will return a string of characters, comma, error message, semicolon. Now SQLite free error message. Let's use that function here. SQLite free underscore free message, semicolon, else fprintf std out standard output double quotes query successful, semicolon. Move this up a bit. One last thing here. Add a comment. Close database connection. And that will be SQLite 3 underscore close. Close what? Close DB. Semicolon. I think that is all to it. Now let's save, compile and run our code. First, I will need to navigate to the location of this folder and file. Open my CMD. That is where I am. Now, I will use GCC to compile my C application. GCC space -o space And what do we want to call our executable file? I'll call it student info. Student info space. And what is the name of the file we are going to compile? It's called data record.c. Now let's hit enter. Yes, we have an error here. It says line 15 error return. This is a typo, so return was not spelled correctly. Let's quickly fix that. Return. Save it. Let's compile and run it again. Okay, have another error message here. Line 52, printf standard error. Oh, that should be fprintf. Let's fix that. Fprintf. That was a typo. Now let's compile and run it again. Great. Now it was compiled successfully. We have no more error messages. Now let's run our file, student info. Hit enter. Exactly, everything was printed correctly. Let's check it from the top. Great. It says your database was opened successfully, student record, and it prints everything out correctly. A few things here, we can fix this space by removing the new line there. Here we can remove this new line. Save it. And we can also correct this sentence, query successful. That's better. Let's save it and run it one more time. First, let's compile it. Great, it was compiled successfully. Let's run it one more time. Student info, hit enter. Exactly, query successful. Student record, student ID, first name, last name. So everything was printed correctly. So in this tutorial, we learn how to connect to a database and how to query a database table using C programming language and SQLite database engine. Thank you for watching. If you have not subscribed to this channel, please kindly subscribe to this channel so that each time I upload a new video, YouTube will notify you. See you in my next video. Bye for now.